Hello, everybody. Time to talk horse racing on Proline TV. I'm your host, Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning in. This is to preview our members only show that is coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern. So we try to fit this in every week at 4 o'clock. Pretty much here on Proline TV, I will say this. The goal is to have a show on every single day during the week at 4 Eastern. And I think we've been doing a pretty good job of it. Matter of fact, I had my schedule looking at all these interviews I'm going to be doing with these college football analysts over the next several weeks. Everything's booked 4 o'clock for the rest of the month. So it's either a NASCAR show, a college football interview show, or this type of show, a horse racing show. So we've got 4 o'clock is a good time. Let's just put it that way. And we want to make sure you subscribe and check out everything here on the channel, not just horse racing. But hey, if you're here only for horse racing, that's fine with me. Okay, so this is the race that we're going to talk about. No Jeff today. That's because it's just Saratoga, and we're doing two races, and this is the other race. And look, the Diane is the top race of the weekend. Unfortunately, it's a 6-horse field with a heavy favorite. It's not an exciting race to handicap. So that's the reason I'm going to do it. And then Jeff is going to really get geared up for Del Mar. So once Del Mar starts, I doubt Jeff will be taking any time off as far as this Thursday show. So we'll get back to the polls and all that other stuff, hopefully starting next week. What's going to be on the show tonight? Well, we know this race isn't going to be. There will be the Grade 2, the other top race on Saturday at Saratoga, the Bowling Green Stakes. And taking a look at the Bowling Green Stakes, a little bit of a look ahead there. You have a 8-horse field. Forget the main track options because I looked at the weather forecast, and yes, that can change. It's the summer, but it looks like when it says not much of a chance of rain on Friday and partly cloudy on Saturday, I don't really think we're going to get precipitation. So I don't think you're going to have to worry too much about main track only horses. That would leave us 8 in the Bowling Green Stakes. The morning line favorite is the 7 Far Bridge. But there are definite other options. And this is Saratoga. And I don't know how often we have to keep reminding everybody, but yes, it's the graveyard of favorites for a reason. We saw it again last Saturday. There was one of the races that we were thinking of doing, and it might have even been the race that I did, where there was a heavy favorite, and we just passed on it, and the heavy favorite did nothing, laid an egg. So that's Saratoga, and anything is possible. So when we talk about the Bowling Green Stakes, maybe there will be some options there to take a look at, make a little money. All right, the other race we're going to handicap is going to be race number 10. And this is just a purse of 120. It's not a stakes. It's not a graded stakes race. So you don't have to throw that in there. It's a Lasix allowed race. So matter of fact, I think we did that 2 weeks ago, and that was a winner. And it's one of the rare times in the last several years that we have done a non-graded stakes race. So let's hope we can go 2 for 2 in non-graded stakes races where Lasix is allowed. And the morning line favorite in race 10 is a horse by the name of General Partner. This is a Chad Brown horse with Pratt on board. That's an interesting combination. I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. But that's the favorite, a 5-2 shot. And it's not bad, 5-2 for the favorite. And there are a nice number of options here. You have 11 in the field. So that's real good. You do not have a heavy favorite. You know, the 5-2 shot is not going to go off as a heavy favorite, or at least he shouldn't. He'll probably be the favorite, but I don't think he's going to be a heavy favorite. We'll see. But he's vulnerable, and we'll talk about that later on. And there are a lot of options in this race. I mean, this is actually a good race. John knew what he was doing when he chose this race. I look at 7 of the 11 where I could say, here, this is where I could see the horse winning. and why. That doesn't mean all 7 are, really good shots, but there are reasons. And there's some good long shots in here too. So check that out. That is later tonight, members only. And I guess I should have prepared this members only look once more, but I'm going to go ahead and do that, because for anyone out there who has yet to decide, or maybe you're new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, our members only means that if you do not pay YouTube membership, our YouTube membership, so we get the greater percentage, so it goes to us. They still get a percentage, and it's a little bit bigger than Patreon, and we have a Patreon as well on the channel. But it is easier to set up YouTube, because all you have to do while you're here is click the join button, which I'm going to get to. So take a look. This is my channel. This is the channel that we actually used to once a couple of years ago. This is where we came from. And I'm still putting content here to keep it rolling, because you never know. And so here is the channel. So, okay, let's say I want to check things out. Let me see if I have the Proline TV. Oh, it's not over there. Okay. All right, so let's just see if oh, look at that right on the top. Let's say I want to go to Proline TV. I'm going to mosey on over to Proline TV. And I'm going to check things out here in Proline TV. Ooh, they're live now. I wonder who's talking there. Let's see if I want to do something. Let's go to live. And there is the show tonight. So let me click that. Members only. Okay. So all I got to do is hit the join button. I click this. It's very simple. I have 2 options: WinBet, Exacta Box. The WinBet's 2, the Exacta Box is 4. The main difference, you can see here what you get and what you get. The main difference, okay, a couple of things. First, in the Exacta Box $4 option, you get to decide which race, whenever Jeff is handicapping the free races here on this show, on this Thursday night preview show, whenever he's here, we'll have 2 to 3 races to choose from. You get to decide which race he handicaps. That's one. And that's also anytime other things are going to come up, and they will come up in the future, other reasons for the polls. That's just one. But you get the opportunity to decide things in the polls. Okay. The other difference, which is the main difference, is you only get 2 shows every 4 weeks, 2 live shows every 4 weeks. The Exacta Bet option, 4 every 4 weeks. And there you go. That is the main option. And that's it. Click this button here and join. You know, the whole setup is just like any other payment system. It's real easy. And if you do not want to continue for whatever reason, you don't have to. Nobody's going to email you. Nobody's going to track you down with spam or anything like that. It's done, over with. And anytime you want to come back, you can. Maybe you just decided this isn't a good time of year, but I want to come back for the Breeders' Cup, because, man, I don't know how we're going to do that. But I'm going to be really, fighting hard with John to see if we can get some extra bonus shows out of him. And who knows, maybe a free show as well. Now, I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it later on to our members too. We are going from time to time, we're going to show you some of our shows that are behind the paywall, behind the membership, just to remind people of what you're missing, or as a notice to people who have no idea what we're talking about because they just stumbled upon the channel. And hey, boom, here's an option. Wow, this was a really good show. I liked it. Well, just keep in mind, this is something you don't get every week, but if you want to, you can subscribe, $2, $4 membership. And I bring that up because things are going to really start getting exciting here with a lot of good racing. And so it is possible that we will have some of these shows available. Now, when will they be available? I don't know. Could be available before the race, could be available after the race. It could be available on a Saturday. I have no idea, but every once in a while, I'll take a race that we're handicapping in our membership, and I'll just post it up and say, here's something that hopefully you can enjoy for free this time, but it's not going to happen a lot. We're not going to be doing this a lot, just every once in a while. Great opportunity for you to check things out. Because if you look at it, we've got the Haskell coming up. That's next week's show. That's in 2 weeks. No, it's next week's programming. Okay. So Haskell's next week. You also have the American Oaks at Saratoga next week. So there's a lot of good racing next week. So we'll see what we do next week. Not going to promise anything, just telling you to be alert for potential bonus shows, picks, whatever. And then in 2 weeks, we've got a grade 1 at Saratoga on a Wednesday. We've got the grade 1 at Saratoga, at Del Mar on a Saturday, the Bing Crosby. We have the grade 2 Jim Dandy at Saratoga on Saturday. So we have some really good racing in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, we've got the Whitney is one of 4 grade 1 stakes races in Saratoga. And we got the grade 1 Clement L. Hirsch at Del Mar. That's a lot of races. And then, like I said, we'll see. I hate not talking about good racing, but you know how it is. There's 4 graded 1 stakes races at Saratoga and 1 at Del Mar. And I could bet you probably today that out of those 5 grade 1 races, that 2 to 3 of them will only have a certain number of horses in the field. There'll be a weak field, heavy favorite, something that'll just be like, well, this is nothing. I'm not excited about this. I thought I was be excited about this, and now I'm not. So, hopefully we get 2 to 3. I'd be happy with 2 to 3 out of those 5 graded 1 stakes races coming up in a few weeks that make it worthwhile to handicap. Okay, so let's go over this one. This is the Diana Stakes. And as you can see, a 6-horse field. And I think this is going to come down to the 1, 4, and 5. Big surprise. These are the top odds horses in the field. So it shouldn't be a big surprise. Again, this is the reason why we didn't pick this one. The horses that really haven't shown anything as far as their numbers, their sheet numbers in the past, that lead you to believe that they're going to be able to compete here would be the 3, definitely sticks out. The 2 had a good race, winning the grade 1 in April. Okay, that was a nice race. It was his best number. That was a 10, good one. But he hasn't done anything before that. I mean, before that, we didn't know what he did because he was overseas. And here, he really hasn't done much. He's been okay, but that was it. He had the 1 race, and it was only a 10. You are getting 8 to 1. That's nice. But there were just 3 other obstacles in your way. That's the problem, including the other 2. And so the 2's an option, but yeah, I'd rather not. Same thing with the 3. He hasn't shown anything. And the 6, maybe the best out of the other 3. That's the 6 to 1 shot with Ortiz Jr. and Safi Joseph. He's coming off a wire-to-wire grade 1 win at Santa Anita. But there are no single-digit numbers, sheet numbers, how to be your best. All right. He does have 4 out of 5 wins lately. Okay. All graded stakes races. So that's not bad. 4 out of the last 5 races, those are wins at grades 1, 2, or 3. So that's nice. That's why he's 6 to 1 in a 6-horse field with 3 other really good horses. But again, no single-digit sheet number. So can the horse have a really good day on Saturday and put together a 9 or an 8, and that's good enough for a win? Sure. But I don't think he's worth enough. In my mind, at 6 to 1. I think I want a little bit more than 6 to 1, but I know it's hard because it's a 6-horse field, so I don't think you're going to. Maybe you're lucky you get 8. But, I mean, not a bad idea. If you see something I don't, which is possible, maybe probable, you guys know more than I do. And the other 3 in the field, the ones that I talked about. So, look, everybody is going to like She Feels Pretty. What's not to like? Okay, 10 out of 10 in the money, lifetime. 7 of those wins. He's got 4 grade 1 wins, which is pretty awesome. Actually, I should stop saying he. It's she. She She feels pretty. She has 7 out of 10 wins, and she's won 4 graded 1 stakes races. And her numbers are, yes, better than any other horse in the field. She's got 3 7s. Matter of fact, if I look at the other horses, I don't even see a 7. Nope, no 7. And she's got 3 of them. All right. Now, she just came off a win with a 9. So that's something to consider. I know I'm stretching it, but we're trying to. She's been the odds-on favorite at post time, 8 straight races. You do wonder whether or not it's Saratoga. Is it her time? She's the favorite at Saratoga, especially since she just won in her last race at Saratoga. Is she going to do it again at Saratoga? Probably. But what about the other 2 then? All right. Well, this is something you may not know. Maybe you do. But the 4 and the 5. Okay, the big difference here is you're getting a little bit better odds with the 5, which is why that's the horse I'm going with. So I'm going to go with dynamic pricing. But the thing that's interesting is Chad Brown has won 8 of the last 9 Diana Stakes. That's pretty crazy. Flavin Pratt has won the last 2. So this combo has won the last 2 Diana Stakes, and Brown has won 8 out of 9. Now, I like these 2 horses to begin with. That's just, wow, okay. Now I'm really going to try to see if I can beat the favorite here. But the reason I'm going to go with the 5 over the 4 is I'm getting a little bit better pricing. No pun intended. Both horses have the Chad Brown factor, which I think is important. But dynamic pricing is coming off a grade 1 win last month at Saratoga. And who did she beat? She beat Excellent Truth, the 4 horse, who was the favorite in the race. Matter of fact, Excellent Truth in her 2 states races has finished second both races, been the favorite both races, and lost to horses in this field. Now, the other horse she lost into in this field is the 2. The 8-1 shotter doesn't have a single-digit sheet number. That's the one that I said that she had that one good race, the 10. That was her grade 1 win, beating Excellent Truth. So anytime you've got the favorites, you're always trying to nitpick. Now, sometimes you nitpick, and it turns out that, yeah, I'm still going with the favorite. But in this situation, I see no reason, odds-wise, I see no reason not to go with the 5 over the 4. Okay? She just beat her. So she's got the win over the 4 the last time they raced. Okay, I'm getting 2 more points over a horse I just beat. Both horses coming off 8s in that race. So that's nice. But what I like really, look, I don't know what happened to Excellent Truth overseas, and that's part of it. But what I do see from dynamic pricing, because I got more data on her, is that since March of last year, everything has been a forward move. From a 15 in March of 2024 all the way to an 8 in her last race. All forward, either forward or even moves. That's a great line. And they're very steady. Nothing big to bounce at. So I like that steady line. She's got the back-to-back wins versus the 4 that has back-to-back runner-ups. She's got a win at Saratoga, which is nice. Excellent Truth does not. Like I said, I'm getting 2 extra points. And that's the reason why I'm going with dynamic pricing as the top play here. I think it is important, as always, especially me, to let you know what's going on overall so you could decide for yourself who to go with. But there you go. I think I've given as much information as I can. Don't forget, you have the link in the description where you can get the packages from John. You get all of John's picks. You can also find out, people want to know about the sheets. How do I get a hold of the sheets for the races that you're handicapping? Well, there's a link in the description for that. To check that out, you can go to the track. You can go to the race. You say, I just want this race at this track. Boom, it's yours. So check that out. Check those links out and join us here. I prefer, of course, you join us as members because, as I've said before, and I'll keep saying, just look at it this way. If you enjoy our programming and really like what we're doing and want to continue to see us doing it, and you just, hey, well, how do I help the cause? Well, just hit the thanks icon on the bottom of the screen, and you can go ahead and donate anything you like. You can donate $1, you can donate $50, whatever you want. And that's how you do it, because this is why we're doing this. You know, this is we don't get paid from anybody. So, I mean, if we stayed on YouTube and just did everything for free, we would get paid from YouTube for advertising. But since we're doing it this way, the only way we get compensated is from you. So you could look at it that way. You could say, hey, you know what? Instead of me just donating $2 a month, just to say, hey, here, I'll give you a couple bucks a month. Well, why don't you just become a member for $2 a month? This way you get a couple of shows. Or why not $4 a month and you get all of our shows? And that's what you look at it as. Don't look at it as I'm paying for picks. I'm paying for a show. I don't want to do that. Well, you were okay with helping us out and saying, yeah, I think this is a great way to contribute to the show and help them out. And we can be a part of this, because that's what YouTube is about. That's why everybody's on YouTube. And there's some sort of compensation. And usually it is either two ways. It's from YouTube or it's from you guys. So for $2 or $4 a month, it is not a lot to spend. And if you have it, or look, if you're tight and can't do it, then you can't do it. But as I said, hey, if you're having a good month, do it. And if you're not having a good month, then cancel out. Wait until the time that you are available. And the trick is, of course, to make sure that the information you're getting is worth it. And I know that you know that that's the case. So let us know what's on your mind. You can let us know, as always, in the comments section of this video. Don't worry, just because we're not doing the shows any longer, it doesn't mean we're not available to check out the comments, just like we were before. Same thing. You can say what you want. Have anything to say about John, leave a comment here. John gets it. And then we'll get back to you here on this show, on this video. And then again, look out, because at any time, could be next week, could be in a few weeks, but maybe there'll be a bonus video that we will take from behind the paywall to show you exactly what it is that you're getting. And look, if you've seen our shows before, that's what you're getting. You're not getting anything special. You know, it doesn't look different. There's nothing weird else going on. It's the same exact concept, the same exact format. The only difference is you get John and not just me. So that is going to wrap it up. Once again, if you're able to tune in with us later on, it is going to be the Grade 2 Bowling Green Stakes, which will be on about 4:30 on Saturday. And then race 10, which is going to be about 5:36 on Saturday. Those are the races we're going to cover later today on our YouTube membership platform. And then we'll be back again next week. Hopefully Jeff will be here. He'll give you his take on a race that our members are going to be able to vote on. And best of luck the rest of the week, including, of course, on Saturday when our races take place. And we'll see you hopefully in a few hours right here on Proline TV.